All right, man, it's been forever since I've done a live stream. Let's get after it. Okay. Get some things set up here, and then we'll get going. Okay. We'll see if we get a couple people join. Give it just a minute, and then we'll get things cranking. Okay, just wanted to test that, make sure the volume's coming through. We got volume. Because I know I've had some live streams where I've been talking and nobody can hear me, and that always sucks. So, let me just get to this. Okay, so hopefully you guys are doing well today. Of course, my name is David, and I'm with Fairmere's Rangers. For those of you who've never seen me before, everybody of you. So anyway, I just want to take some time to talk about a couple things. Wasn't sure if live stream was the way to do it, but heck with it. We're going to go with it, man. I'm going with the live stream. So we'll see if anybody joins. I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I don't know if we'll get anybody joining. But if you do join, don't forget, we got the live motherfucking chat over there. So don't forget to hit up the chat and let me know you're there. And then we can get this party started. So, all right. So a couple things I wanted to talk about. I'm just going to start getting into them. And that way, if somebody wants to watch this live stream later on, they'll be able to do it and won't be bored to tears as I mumble about. So anyway, let's get to it. All right. So I did some stuff before, and I'm going to be covering a wide range of topics, not to cut back. And this is unscripted. Obviously, that's why I'm jumbling all over my own self. But I want to talk about a couple things. First thing is, I came across this guy's channel, Dishonorable. I don't even know how to say that. I don't know if it's Dynamo or whatever. Anyways, pretty cool little review that he does, game analysis of Total War. It was a scripted video and very well done. And he basically goes through the Total War franchise from start to finish. And I do highly recommend that you check this out. After the stream, I will leave actually, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to enter that into the live streams, not screams, description. That way you guys will be able to get that link to that channel. Let's see here, content live, and that's us right there. All right, so there's a link to his channel. And let me turn this on. Okay. So, this guy's channel here that I just added the link to the description in. So he's doing this narrative about the Total War franchise. It's really good. I do highly recommend that you check it out. It's very well done. The part I want to discuss is obviously the part where he gets to Empire Total War. And I'm not going to play it because I don't feel like that would be right. But one thing I do want you guys to look at, and my observations being a longtime Empire player, is he makes comments in, I believe, at this part of the video where he's in a siege battle where he's trying to get the pathfinding to work. And yeah, the pathfinding in siege battles can be kind of wonky in Empire. It really can. But one of the things he talks about in that siege battle is he's got a line right here. It's kind of hard to see from without playing the video. There's one this way and there's another one overlapping that way, and he's trying to shoot up onto the walls at this British line, and he is claiming that the shots are just shooting the wall. It's not shooting at the men. Now that is accurate to some extent, but they do shoot up towards the wall, and they will hit mostly the edge. It is tough for the units to hit and get kills here, although they do on occasion get kills from that, and that's part of the protection of being on the walls. The same thing as if you're on the other side of the walls. You will score kills, but it's easier to get kills, as I found, is if you're set up at an angle, like you draw your line out here, and you shoot at an angle towards this way, you seem to get better kills going that way. And so that's a gameplay issue of not being familiar with the game. Here's that line I was talking about. So if you're shooting straight on like this, it's a little more difficult. That was one of the complaints he had in it. And he goes in there and he does a pretty good job of talking about and describing the different fire by rank and platoon fire, all the different firing drills that Empire has. So he does really good. His review on Empire for that part, I feel, is really good. He definitely has favorable things to say about Empire as far as what the game brought when it was released with this new type of game style. Obviously, with Empire being a new engine that the Warscape engine, which is now the engine that they use on all the other Total War games. But anyways, that's one of the things he talks about as he's going into the video. And as he progresses in, I know this is spoilers, but hey, you know, that's what you get. You wouldn't have known about it without me, probably. So there you go. He does have 14,000 views, but he's only got 736 subscribers. So I definitely encourage you guys to subscribe to him. If he's going to put out content like this and get a lot of his subscribers from it, I'm sure he's going to be doing more content like this. Hopefully from an honest perspective like he does in this video, because I feel like he gives a really good, honest description of the video as he's talking about his review of Empire. So anyways, he goes into talking about square formations and all that, and as he's going through, he starts talking about, like, of course, obviously, the bugs in Empire and so on and so forth upon its release. And then he goes into talking about Napoleon, and if memory serves, he starts talking about, obviously how the game was optimized versus Empire wasn't. He goes into discussing, of course, Shogun 2, which he thinks is the best of the series. Obviously, he is a big he's a big Shogun 2 player. That's mostly what his channel is Shogun 2. So obviously he's gonna have that opinion because that's his primary game. So no fault to him. I mean, that's just his perspective. So anybody that's giving a review like this, you're gonna get their points of view from where they come from. He's a Shogun 2 guy, so you're gonna get the perspective of the Total War franchise from the eyes of a Shogun 2 guy. So anyways, I'm not going to go into everything on this video, but I do encourage you to go check it out. Like I said, he's only got 736 subscribers, so I do highly encourage you to go check him out and hit up subscribe for him, as he does have, like I said, this is a very well done video. He goes back into tying it back in to get everything back together in his description about Empire and the other games and what's working and what's not. So anyways, it's really good. I definitely recommend you check that out. So that's all I got on that. Next thing I wanted to talk about, here's the first controversial thing I'm going to discuss. Prepare yourselves in 3, I can't see it. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. So, you know what, guys? We're getting a lot of these kind of channels out here now. These, like this, Total War 1v1. I mean, I don't got any problem with this guy. He's got a channel. He's successful off of making the content he's making. But the problems I've got. Okay, so let's just look at one of these videos. Austrian line versus what is it? Standard line. So, he gives the unit descriptions, the stats on it. That's really good. I've never seen anybody else actually do that, so that much he's done really well on. And it's just, obviously the standard video of these 1v1s where they standard walk up. One is a human player and one is an AI player. There's the whole problem with these 1v1, one unit versus 1v1 situations, okay? If you're going to make videos about these situations where it's one human player versus AI player, obviously the human player is going to have a much better chance of winning these fights, unless you're completely daft. Anyways, so these videos are nothing more than just mindlessly watching these two line infantry slug it out, and then obviously one wins. Now, the problem I have with these videos is that the comments that people are making on this, it seems to me as if they are gaining some type of knowledge from this video, and I think the only knowledge you should be gaining out of this type of video is this right here. This is important information. This is what you should gain from this type of video. But some of the things that people are talking about in some of these videos, this one might not be one of them, is some of the people find that this is some type of gameplay help. And I think that's a bad thing, because it leads to bad gameplay in the game. So I think I've discussed this before. I don't want to really go into it too much. Like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with some of these people making these type of videos. Obviously, it's their ability to do it. They can make whatever content they want, but I wish that they would at least speak during their videos when they make these, so that people have some type of understanding of what it is actually they're watching. If you're thinking that this is an accurate representation of what the battle is going to be like on the battlefield, if you take 5 of these Austrian line versus 5 standard line, you're not going to get the same results. It's just not going to happen. If you're the Austrian player as a human, you're going to have better odds against playing against the standard line infantry. That's just a fact. But also, the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that the AI, when the AI controls it in a campaign, they get buffs based on the difficulty level. These stats are going to be buffed. So you're not, if you're going up, for example, if you're a standard line going up against the Austrian line, even though their reload skill is less than yours, if you're playing against the AI, that reload skill is going to be way better than yours because of the difficulty buffs given to the AI, because they know that the AI is dumb as hell. So the only way they can make them somewhat competent is to give them extra morale, because they're not going to have 6 morale. They're going to have more than that. So that's the problem with these type of videos of people that make this type of content. They're not explaining that, and I think it's important, because like I said, I've looked at some of these videos. I've seen some of the comments and people taking the wrong type of knowledge from these type of videos. So anyways, that's my first controversial topic that I am going to discuss today. So let's get into the meat and bones of it. And if you are joining us, let's see, we got a couple people in the chat. Please don't forget to hit me up in the chat. Let me know you're there. And let's get to the rest of this. All right. So the other day, I stumbled upon a video from Valoon, and he was talking about Total War YouTubers and blah, blah, blah. Basically, this is kind of, you can kind of read between the lines, and this video is kind of a response to a video that Melkor had made on his channel, where he had put up there that YouTubers need to unionize. And
bias in fan.
Hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. So anyways, I don't see that video now, which is interesting, on Melkor's channel. So give me a moment here.
Bias in fan.
Melkor had made a video. He might have taken it down. So this might be me discovering this just as we are talking. I do not see it. I could be missing it, but I do not see the video anymore. So he might have taken it down. Well, okay. Well, anyways, let me kind of just give you the gist of, hey King Minecraft, how you doing, man? Good to see you. So let me kind of give you the gist of what happened here. So Valoon was making a video in response to, well, I don't know that it necessarily is a response to, but it pretty much seems like it. Because this video came out after Melkor had posted a video on his channel about YouTubers needing to unionize, that are being given access to Total War content early from CA because of the fact that they felt like they were getting mistreated. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'll kind of explain that more in detail later. For everybody joining the chat late, sorry, I'm just going to try and keep on trucking along. If you have any questions about what I'm discussing, please feel free to hit me up. But you're getting here at the beginning pretty much of this topic. So Valoon makes this video, and he's obviously, the title of it is, should Total War YouTubers unionize after this latest round of humiliation? So some of you might have already seen this video. Some of you might not have. If you have, then you might know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the video, I do highly recommend that you check it out. But I will tell you, Valoon is very long-winded and takes a long time sometimes to get to some of his points. Does that sound familiar? Hopefully I'm not going to be as bad at that. So, but I'm not doing this scripted. Most of these guys are doing it scripted. I don't know if Valoon does his scripted, but a lot of these other guys do scripted videos. You're never going to see that scripted stuff from me. I just fly by the seat of my pants, okay? So let me get into this. So Melkor had made a video on his channel, which, again, now looks like he has taken it down because I no longer see it. Anyways, in that video, Melkor talks about these different things. He's discussing, number one, that YouTubers that are getting early access to the new games are basically, they're given sanctions about what they can discuss and what they can talk about, blah, blah, blah. And then they're not able to comment negatively on it. Basically an embargo that they put on anybody that reviews their content. Now, here's the thing. If you are anybody that watches movie reviewers, because I'm a big movie person. I like to watch a lot of movie reviewers. So some of the movie reviewers, they get to go in and watch movies before they come out. And then that way they can release a review to let you know what the movie was, how they felt it was, without spoiling the movie for you. Some of the times when they go in there, they're given embargoes on what they can discuss, what they can't discuss, how soon they can release their review, whether it's positive or negative, whatever. They give them a certain amount of time, and CA does basically the same thing. So there's no difference here, really, in what CA is doing. And I'm trust me, I'm not going to defend CA in this, because I'm not. But the thing is, I think this whole conversation of making all these videos about is just rather silly and pointless, because they're wanting to basically gain views off of people's anger after the Warhammer 3 thing, which I don't even care about, because I don't play those games, and I'm sure most of you guys don't, so you guys probably don't care, because you guys probably don't play Warhammer 3. And I know King Minecraft doesn't play it, because he's a friend of mine on Steam, and I don't think it's in his library. So most of us don't even care. And most of their subscribers don't even care. They're making videos, like Valoon makes videos all the time about historical versus the newer titles. Not so much historical, but he makes videos about how the older games were better than what the mechanics are in the newer games. And a lot of his points are very good. They're very spot on. He's really good in analyzing the things he's talking about. Hell, a lot of things he's looking at are things I probably would have never even noticed about the newer games versus the older games. So hats off to him. He is really, he knows what he's talking about. He knows his shit, okay? Valoon knows his shit, and he has a very direct way of discussing it. Sorry, I need some sweet tea. So Valoon, and this is all in David's opinion here. David, nobody else's. This is David. You can form your own opinions, but I just want to discuss this because there's nobody else to really talk about this from this perspective, and I want my voice heard on it, because I think that people are being led down a path of either, hey, you got to join this camp or you got to join that camp. You got to either be on the historical side or the fantasy side. And really, what the hell does it matter? You're going to choose the side you want to be on based on what you like. Either you like the game or you don't like the game. And there's going to be basic reasons why. And some of these YouTubers spell out the reasons why, but it doesn't mean you have to join a certain camp. It just means, hey, you know what? That game's not for me, but it could be for somebody else. Somebody else likes it. You know, it's like, for me, I love older movies. Like, I could sit down and watch some old movies that are 3 hours. I could sit down and watch old John Wayne movies like The Searchers, and are like over 3 hours. And if I try to get my kids to sit down and watch them with me, even though, I mean, the movie won Best Picture, a lot of these people, they don't even care, you know, to sit down and watch it, because they get bored of it. So it's the same thing. They just don't like that type of movie. They would rather watch some really quick movie that I don't particularly care for. That's just how it goes. Some people like things, some people don't. King Minecraft says, LOL, I never played Warhammer. I just play Empire and Rome 2. See that? And that's how it is. You know, most of the people that are on their channels, they don't really care about the topic that we're discussing here. So let me get back into this. So I made a comment on his channel, and I'm gonna basically I'm gonna just, in a nutshell, you can go to his channel and you can see my comment, but I'm gonna give you guys a history lesson now, okay, of Total War. Some of you might not know this because some of you might be younger. Some of you might not have been following Total War for a long time, but I'm going to go through some Total War history on YouTube. So, back in the day, Prince of Macedon was basically the first real big YouTuber that started a YouTube channel, and he really laid a lot of the groundwork for the Total War content that we get today. And what do I mean? I mean the commentaries of doing the gameplay and making commentaries over top of him. He was phenomenal at it. He had a real gift for it. Hey, Siberian, how you doing? The average attention span of Gen Z is the same as a goldfish. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. So a couple things before I get into this. I don't want to get off topic here. I know I'm talking, but a couple things. Keen Minecraft, he has a YouTube channel. Guys, recommend you check out his channel. Also, Siberian Productions also has a YouTube channel. I definitely recommend you check out his. He's got some really cool modding stuff on his channel that I really recommend you guys check out, because Siberian is a source that we can pull information from if we need it, because we all want that information on how to mod the game sometimes. And the Siberian is one of those guys we can pull information out of. So anyways, back to this topic. So YouTuber history lesson. Okay. So my history lesson is this, and I'm going to turn off Steam because otherwise that's going to beep and beep and beep. All right. So I guess it's still going to beep. All right. So anyways, a YouTube history lesson. Let me get on to this topic. All right. So way back in the day, Prince of Macedon made lots of content. No problem, Siberian. Made lots of content of YouTubing, and he really set the standard for what you see today as far as commentaries and how that YouTube has been a real platform that Total War has thrived on. And now we have a whole lot of YouTubers on this platform. Well, Prince of Macedon got huge. He was the first big one, and by being the first big one, there is some things that come with it. Obviously, being a YouTuber doesn't mean that you have experience with how to deal with people. It doesn't mean you come with that type of degree. It doesn't mean that you're a salesman. It doesn't mean that you're a businessman. It doesn't mean that you're a professional. It just means you're a person that likes and enjoys the game, and you're putting content out. You happen to be very good and creative. Jiminy Christmas. I thought I cancel. Let me cancel this out, or we're gonna get beeps and bumps and vibes about Steam all day long. All right. Hopefully that closed it out. All right. So, as Christ Almighty, as being a, let me go invisible. That will solve it, hopefully. All right. So, as being a big YouTuber, a lot of criticism came his way. So he got a lot of negative comments on his channel, and Prince of Macedon did not really answer a lot of his criticisms on his channel the best way. So he got a lot of negativity for that, and that basically harmed his channel big time because of some of the things he had. One of the big things that happened was a YouTuber named Milk and Cookies. I think it was before his old name was crap, I put it in here. It was Indie Pride was his name at the time. He wasn't a very big channel. He was a smaller YouTube channel, probably had 3,000 or so subscribers maybe at the time. I'm guessing, I don't know exactly, but Indie Pride had about 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers at the time. He made a video about Prince of Macedon, and he brought up a lot of these comments and a lot of negative things about Prince of Macedon in there. And that video helped to, along with other videos out, really helped to kill Prince of Macedon's channel from being a big YouTuber. The negativity around his channel was very severe. Now, was this really fair to him? I don't really feel it was, because he's, like I said, he's just a guy like all these other YouTubers, like all these ones, even the one I was just pointing out that does the 1v1s. They're all just basic human people. I don't know, they could be any age, whatever. Why can't I get this thing to kill? There. Okay, so basically what I'm saying here is he got this bad rap. And in that bad rap, he lost a lot of his subscribers. He lost a lot. He still got a lot. Prince of Macedon still got a relevant channel. And he's always covered Rome Total War, the original Rome Total War. He's always covered it. Okay? And when Rome Remastered came out, there's nobody that covers Rome Total War over a consistent time period from when it came out, from when people have been covering YouTube, than Prince of Macedon. Nobody has been more consistent over the years of covering Rome Total War. For CA not to have used him as a person to help launch Rome Remastered was a major slap in the face. And obviously, Prince of Macedon took it that way because of the history he had with CA. He was dropped as being one of their creators and for years ago. And I'm not really going to get into that. You can look into the history yourself. But the bottom line is that and also there's some good interviews that Prince of Macedon recently did. I suggest you check those. But anyways, back to my point. This whole thing, when Rome Remastered came out, set me off wrong for another reason. Because one of the persons that announced on YouTube the release of Rome Remastered was Melkor. And back when he announced it, you can go back and look at the videos yourself, but around the time when he announced it, he was very braggadocious about being the biggest Rome Total War YouTuber. Melkor, you got 27,000 subscribers. Prince of Macedon has over 100,000 subscribers, and he consistently puts up gameplay of Rome Total War, where Melkor puts up other content that does do with Total War, Rome Total War, but nobody puts up more Rome Total War content regularly over a more consistent time period than Prince of Macedon. Anyways, so that's what kind of set me wrong when Melkor said he was the biggest YouTuber. And you know what? No fault to him. Melkor, I'm sure, is a great guy. And hey, Dixon, hey man, yeah, denied as much as he want. The proof is in the pudding. You're definitely right, Dixon. So me and Dixon, he's my man. That's another one. ATK Productions. You guys need to check out his channel as well. So here's the thing. When that released, he was on the top of the world. Melkor was with Rome Remastered's release. Okay. So what happened after the release of Rome Remastered is they dropped him from being a content creator on CA. CA is what I'm talking about. That puts out Total War. They dropped him as being a content creator. And after that happens, at some point, I'm just speculating. I don't want to really speculate, but I'm just going to go on the facts. At some point during all this, whenever that took place, whenever it was he got dropped, he stopped making content. Okay. He was disillusioned, taking a break, took a break for a little bit. He came back, made some videos. It didn't take a long break, but he ended up taking like 4 months off or something. Anyways, long and short of it is that when he came back, he's been, high on Rome Remastered again, but he made a video about the unions. Okay. That we need to form unions, the YouTubers of the world. That's you guys, because you guys are YouTubers in the thing. I'm a YouTuber. Do we really need to form a union? I don't know. Because, like I said, if we were movie reviewers, the companies that put out movies, they put embargoes on you, what you can talk about, what you can talk about, when you can put it out, when you can put out negative stuff. All that is embargo. That's the deal that you get when you sign up to say you're going to do it. That's the deal. Okay. That's what it goes with. Now, is that something me personally I want to do? No. You know what? I'm never going to be on CA's list of content creators where they're going to send me content and game keys and I'm going to get the game and howdy doody, I'm going to cover all these new Warhammer 2 games and 3 and Warhammer 86. I'm not doing any of those. Okay. So I'm not going to, even if they were to come out and they were to say, hey, David, we got Empire 2 coming out. Would you like to cover it? Nope. I don't. I don't want your keys. I don't want to get early access. I don't. And why? Why is that? Because you lose your credibility of putting out a honest review. Because you, whether you want to admit it or not, you have some relationship with those people. You also have been given the game, which is a nice thing. You're going to have the feels about it. So you're going to want to, you're going to be all dandy about it. So no, absolutely not. So anyways, let me get back to my point. So he makes that video and, I put a comment on Valoon's channel when he was talking about it, because now all of a sudden, even though before Valoon and Melkor are all at odds with each other about historical and fantasy, and one's being positive, Melkor and Admiral Price were the positive side of Total War community, and Valoon was he's the negative guy. Okay. So we got these niches. We got these little niches that everybody wants to get into. Okay. And that's the thing that just cracks me up is how in the hell do we get thrown in these niches? Like, you know, like we have to listen to this stuff and we have to be part of what they say is how you should feel. They're like, yeah, this is how you should feel. You have to be positive about this, or you have to be no. You know what? I'm going to feel however I want to feel in the moment. That's how it's going to be. Dixon says, as polarizing as I think Legend had a pretty good take on getting in bed with CA. Yeah, I would agree with you. I don't know if you guys have seen that video about what Legend of the Total War had discussed in his live stream, I guess it was, and there's an excerpt of it, so you can check that out on YouTube. But he was also talking to I guess Legend was talking to Republica Play. It's on Melkor's video, some of the clip, this last one of Melkor's channel. But anyways, my point is that what the hell does the average person, because not everybody that watches our channels is going to be YouTubers. Not everybody. So all the people that are watching this channel, why do they give a damn about whether you want a union for YouTubers? So I guess there's more people than I thought that are YouTubers that watch other people's channel. You know, I knew that there was a decent amount, but I guess there's a tremendous amount, because 3.3 thousand from a day ago have watched this one on the YouTubers Union. So apparently there's quite a bit of people that are concerned with that. So, but my point is this. Do we really need to know all this? It's TMI, too much information, okay? If you want to form a union, you should email the other content creators and say, hey, let's do this or let's do that. You know, or, hey, let's get together and not do this. does it really need to be a YouTube video that you're obviously getting views off of, which translates to money? I mean, that's the end game here, I guess. But anyways, let me discuss this, because Melkor made a channel. He made a video that I do want to discuss a little bit. And he goes into here talking about how he views the reality of how things are going down. And in the video, you guys can watch it for yourself and decide for yourself. And again, I think Melkor is a really good guy. I don't think he puts down into words very well the point he's trying to get across. And I think that's the biggest problem from his videos, because it comes across as like at one point in the video he says, I don't care about ethics and I don't care about this. Melkor. He's talking through passions. Okay. He's talking through passions. So, hey, War Dog, how you doing, man? I appreciate you for joining the stream. Yeah, we're getting into this talk about Melkor and all these guys, but so here's the thing. In this video, he goes on talking about all the negativity and so forth that's in YouTube, and he's putting this little chart here that he's discussing that you're going to have the negative side and the positive side. For some reason, he has negative as green and positive as red. I mean, I thought I got a little kick out of that. I thought that was pretty cute. So, if you're wanting to know what I'm talking about, basically I'm talking about all these YouTubers talking about the Warhammer 2 Fallout and people wanting to form unions for YouTubers and all this nonsense. When really the only key is don't get early access to the game. Just say no. That's all you got to do. Say no. You don't have to, as a YouTuber, say, yes, I want early access. Give me the keys and I'll sell my soul and do that. No, you don't have to. You can just say no. I am too. I'm also one of King Minecraft subs. Appreciate you for joining the stream too. So here's the thing. So he goes on to this thing about the positive and negative subscribers, and I'm not gonna. You guys got to watch it for yourself. It's kind of cute what he talks about, but anyways, he's trying to say that I don't know what the hell he's trying to say, to be honest with you. I really don't know what the hell he's trying to say. But the one thing I can tell you is he's trying to say, from the comment he responded to me and from the video he's put out, is that he's trying to say that he wasn't the one that came out and said, let me go to this comment. Matter of fact, this is in response to my comment. Says, hey, just scrolling through and I thought I should reply. And this is my quote. I said, he came out and said he knew about it, meaning he knew about the game being out, or the game was in development. Rome Remastered is what I'm talking about. He knew that the game was in development. And was this why he was so pro CA? Speculating. I was doing a little speculating there. During this period, this is him commenting now. He says, during this period, I did say I was pro CA. However, I also criticized them heavily. This, when I made everything we have lost videos to, and pointed out 50 lost features and Rome 2 bashing video. I mean, I don't think he was overly negative. I don't think Melkor can be overly negative. Honestly, he's a good guy. He just, like I said, he doesn't know how to word things sometimes. I am positive and negative, which means I'm balanced. Okay, so this is my comment that he's replying to above. But worse was that he claimed he was a bigger Rome YouTuber. What a slap in the face of Prince of Macedon. Okay, now here's his response to that. He says, not true. Or no true. I said I was the largest Rome YouTuber still uploading daily. At the time of making that, Prince had no upload Rome videos in over a year. Well, let's go and look at that. Let's just, God damn it. Let's just go look and see. Okay. We're going to see. Okay, so Rome Remastered came out a year ago. Right? And Prince of Macedon does a lot of content. But he still, you can see he still always uploads Rome Total War stuff. Okay? Even through all of the stuff, that how he's felt about how he's been treated. I would be upset if I was Prince of Macedon too. I would really be upset if I was Prince of Macedon. But let's just go back. Okay, so a year ago. Okay, we're at a year ago. I see a lot of Rome Total War content being consistently. You know, we can keep going, but I can see a hell of a lot of Rome Total War uploads. He's got uploads of other things. He's always done Men of War. He's always done that since he was doing it. But he's always doing Rome content, okay? Always. Here's another Rome video. Another Rome. I mean, he's always been doing Rome Total War content, okay? Always, always, always. Okay? You can see just tons and tons of it up to 3 years ago. All the way up to the beginning of his channel, okay? So that's not accurate. It's not accurate. He was. Okay, so here's more of Melkor's response. I started as a COD zombie YouTuber, whatever the hell that is. Call of Duty, maybe. Okay. See, I'm old. I'm almost 50, guys. You have to forgive me. I was in the Atari days, okay? But that does not still make me a COD zombies YouTuber. Okay. What? That's almost gaslighting. It's like diverting me. What the hell does that have to do with what we're talking about? Stop gaslighting. All right, here's my comment that he's going to respond to. Now, this is now he comes out with a video using Prince of Macedon in his video to help his case of how he got his feelings hurt from CA dropping him like Prince did. Okay, yeah, I was a little bit cruel in how I worded that. I will admit. I was pretty cruel. But, I mean, it was kind of the truth. It's kind of the truth. And like I said, Melkor has taken that video off his channel. So now you can't go and, yeah, I know. COD is Call of Duty. Yeah, I know. I figured it out late. I'm sorry, I'm 50. Okay. But, anyways. Okay, so here, let me go to his response. He says, again, if you see the point above, then that does not look bad in any way. Also, it was not to help my case. It was me listing all of CA's marketing failures, Logically, Prince of Macedon and what happened to him was a marketing failure. Okay, that is true. It was, and you did list it, but it also is a benefit to you to help prove your point. That's why you posted it up there. You didn't just post it up there for any other reason to help you make your point, not somebody else's point. You're not doing a discussion where you're making someone else's point. You're putting a video up there to help prove your own point, okay? That's your own point, Melkor. So, that is the truth of it. And yes, it does matter, Melkor, because yes, he did consistently create Rome content. So let me get off that subject. All right. So let me finish this up by saying that Melkor, he puts this on there, to also help his point. And Valoon does this too. Okay. But you guys can go go. So anyways, here's my point of this whole thing and why I'm bringing this up. Number one, we don't need any other YouTuber to tell us how to think. We don't need any other YouTuber to tell us what we need to purchase. Okay? A review is helpful if it's honest and trustworthy review. But that's it. It just needs to be that. Now, as far as to address what Melkor and them, he makes this comment here. I will play this at the end.
The developer. A lot of people then within the community start criticising each other and saying we should support CA in all of this and all of that. But overall, sometimes I think it can get a bit too far, and companies and even developers should be called out if the work is not good enough, because then only progress and innovation can be made. But the issue is right now there's a bit of especially in the Total War community, a bit of an infighting mentality between people. Some people are CA can do no wrong, some people are much more logical, and some people are overly aggressive. Either way.
Okay, see, Melkor he's totally off base here. This is not at all what people. There's no infighting because let me just play that back in case y'all missed it.
Because then only progress and innovation can be made. But the issue is right now there's a bit of especially in the Total War community, a bit of an infighting mentality between people. Some people are CA can do no wrong, some people are much more logical, and some people are overly aggressive. Either way, there's a lot.
Okay, so that's not at all what there's any problems out, and really, is there ever really a? I mean, that's just stupid. Anyways, I'm not even going to comment on that. But their other thing that they're saying is that there's conflict in the community between historical YouTubers or people that historical Total War players and the Total War players of Warhammer. I've never in my whole life experienced that. I've never had any Warhammer YouTubers or any Warhammer players be negative towards me because I like the older games. I've never had that. I'm sorry, I just never have. I've never had that experience. So I can't share that experience with Melkor on that. And for him to say that the people are infighting because for the reason he gives here is just, it's just nonsensical, to be honest.
A lot of infighting. It hurts the community, and ultimately we end up in a place where, as we can see here, the Creative Assembly end up with all the power. I have been Melkor. Subscribe.
Okay, so let me go back a little bit.
Still winning. They're still making millions. They are still.
Okay. Anyways, so now he's in this thing where he went from historical versus fantasy to now he's YouTubers versus CA. That's his new flag he's hanging himself on. So, do we really care, Melkor? No, we do not. Nobody cares about it. And that's the point I'm trying to make to him. Melkor, you're at your best when you're talking about YouTube content that matters. Like he made this video, like I even said it in the comment I responded to him. Like he used to make really good videos about things. And even when he's discussing the stuff, he made this video about how Rome, the old Rome was you got in so much more immersed into it than Rome 2. And the point he makes is just phenomenal. When he's making those type of points, that's when he's at his best, because that's exactly where his knowledge is. His knowledge is not in this argument of unions and this political mess. His knowledge is not in it. So please, Melkor, stop. Go back to what you're best at. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the last part of it. I promise you. and then I'll jump off my bandwagon or my stand here, whatever. All right, so here we go. This one is a doozy. Because we're still talking about this fallout of Warhammer 3. You know, everybody's got to have, we're so concerned about Warhammer 3 and its release. And if I bought it, I would be very concerned. I would be very concerned about it. But he makes some points in here about why people are upset about it, and it's expectation versus reality. And this is a big philosophy that I have a lot of agreements with. Eduardo says, yeah, Melkor used to make really good videos of the details of Lost in newer games. Totally agree with you. That is what Melkor was best at, and not this political infighting stuff that we're trying to somehow create so that we have content to cover. It just, come on, let's just make content what you're best at, please. Please do that, Melkor, please. So here's the thing, and Terminator makes a great point about expectation versus reality. It's something I really believe in. But he also makes another point. I do suggest you watch this video as well. I don't agree with everything he says in here, by the way, and far from it do I. But he makes a good point in here about the whole controversy about people being against CA now. Okay. And he brings up the word trust. Okay. And that's the big thing. That's the big thing. If you can trust a company, then they will get your money no matter what. And what I mean by that, okay, if you go into a Bob's supermarket, okay, and at Bob's supermarket, you go and you buy yourself a steak, okay, and you know what, you get home, you're about to cook that steak, and you open it up, and it's bad, it's soured, and you just bought it that day. So you take it back to Bob's supermarket and you say, hey, you know what, this was bad. They don't give you any problems whatsoever. They say, you know what, here's your money back. I'm sorry. We actually have a double your money back guarantee on our fresh food products. So here's double your money back on that. So you can get another steak, and we've refunded you for your inconvenience of having to bring this back. You're going to gain trust for Bob's supermarket because of that, especially if it happens again and you come back again and they take care of you again. You establish trust based on your experiences of consistently being taken care of by Bob's supermarket. Whereas if you go to John's supermarket and you get a steak and it smells like deer shit or deer piss, and you take it back and they're like, well, fuck you. We don't know if what shape it was in when you left it. When you leave out of here, it's your problem. Well, you're not going to have trust for that company anymore for the product that they sell, and you're probably not going to go back there. Right? So when we have things that happen, like when Empire's released and it's not ever fully gone back and fixed, polished, and optimized, things like the multiplayer campaign that they put in it and never fixed. So many things about Empire, and that they never went back to fix. Not saying that's not a great game still, because it is. Obviously, I wouldn't be covering it still if I didn't. But that's my opinion. I feel that Empire is very enjoyable to me, and that's why I make content about it. It's not because of CA. It's because it's something I enjoy. But my point is that then when CA drops Three Kingdoms like they did, you're losing trust again from your customer base. And also you're showing consistency, and there's strength in numbers. And when a company does something once and they do it again, then that is their culture. That is their culture. That is who they are as a organization. That is what they are about. They don't give a damn about you. They just want to put something out and make money out of it. Okay? They don't care about going back and finishing it. They don't care about the right thing. They don't care about how you feel. They don't care about it. They just want to make money. But that's why CA will eventually fall and somebody else will take their place, making Total War type of games, just like some other games creators were taken over and somebody else is taking their spot at the top of the mountain, because that's what happens. That's what happens, because people will lose their trust with you, and then that's why you lose your thing. Because if you want to gain customers, CA, if that's what you wanted, and you wanted to build a customer base and build a loyal customer base, then you have to care about your customers. You have to want to do the right thing consistently over and over. You can make mistakes, but consistently you have to do right by your mistakes. So where that your customers believe that you're going to do the right thing. If something is wrong with the game and you say as a customer, I believe they're going to take care of it because they've had this history before where they always take care of it. That doesn't happen with CA. It's just not there. So what do you expect? Here's the thing. You should expect it. The expectation is the reality is the expectation. You should have already figured out by now, because they've already established what their culture is. CA has already established what their culture is. So you should know. So Terminator's video, let me get into this. So he talks about expectation versus reality, blah, blah, blah. He goes into about, all the different points he makes. But you know what? One thing he's talking about at the video, I'm going to play this. I'm just going to play this. And then I'm going to show you something
about future games. I'm personally very
Enjoy.
excited for the future of Total War. I think that, a few months ago I made a video saying that the future is historical. There will be a new historical game. That's the next natural progression for the company. But I hope that you understand what I'm saying here is I'm not going to be buying into launch expectations, and I don't think you should too. CA just doesn't deserve our trust. And that's it for today, guys. I hope...
Okay. So did you catch that? He's saying don't buy into their trust. Basically what he's telling you is stop buying their pre-orders. That's what he's telling you to do, okay? He's telling you to stop buying their pre-orders. Now, I'm going to show you something. And this is important, so bear with me. I want to find the part, and you're going to enjoy this. So just bear with me here for a few minutes while I find this, where he talks about... Okay, hold on. I think it's right around here. So bear with me. We're going to go back. We're going to watch this part.
To deliver a good product on launch. So that's what I think about this whole thing. Warhammer 3 is one of the biggest games in the series. It's an evolution in Total War in terms of getting into a more narrative-driven campaign under so much pressure and hugely ambitious both in scale and design. It's a shame it came with the issues it did, especially after how much work was put into make a choice.
Here it is.
To trust in the future or not. So here's the message, guys. Stop buying pre-orders. Stop trusting CA because...
Okay, so did you catch that? Obviously, he's put it in big red letters. Stop buying the pre-orders. So here's another YouTuber telling you what to do. And I'm subscribed to him. I think he's got great content. But here, I'm proving a point here. So bear with me. And not that I don't make mistakes, because believe me, I make billions of them. All right, but I want you to listen to this.
Despite the 360 turnaround of many YouTubers out there, since I received a copy of the game from CA, I've actually...
Did you catch that?
And despite the 360 turnaround of many YouTubers out there, since I received a copy of the game from CA, I've actually quite enjoyed it. But there are...
Okay. Did you catch it? Anyone in the comments? Did you catch that? So Terminator has spent in this video 9 minutes and 56 seconds with this whole spiel about how you should have expectations versus reality, blah, 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 and about trust. Okay? And he's telling you to stop buying their pre-orders because you shouldn't trust. You should not trust CA based on their history. And I happen to agree with them. You shouldn't. But the problem is, he received a copy of the game from CA. Do you see the problem here, guys? Do you see the problem? He received a copy of the game. So who is he to tell us? Listen.
Are, of course, glaring issues, the biggest of which is never going to help with the numbers. And despite the 360 turnaround of many YouTubers out there, since I received a copy of the game from CA, I've actually quite enjoyed it. But there,
guys, do you see the problem here? We've got people telling us what to do, and they're not even doing it themselves. If he's telling us not to pre-order stuff, then you know what? Man up, brother, and stop getting the keys from CA if you're going to tell your subscribers not to buy their product in this type of video. Do you follow what I'm saying? You're going to say that they're untrustworthy of a company, but yet you do business with them. He's one of their creators. He is one of their creators, guys. Yep, King, you got it right. He said he had a copy and he still enjoyed it. That is right. And you know what? That's fine. I mean, I'm glad he liked it because, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of Warhammer 3 people that don't see the problem, what everybody's so mad about. But I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are upset for the way the game's been put out. My point is, for you guys out there that are YouTubers, and for myself, we got to keep each other in line here because you know what? If I make this mistake, I want you guys to point it out to me too. And Lord knows I might make this mistake. And God, I hope I don't. Because sometimes when you're in a rush to put stuff out, you're not thinking things through 100%. And I don't think Terminator did here. Because Terminator usually puts out really good content, but I don't know why he jumped on this whole bandwagon. Why does everybody have to jump on this bandwagon? Why does it have to be such a bandwagon thing to jump on? I don't get it. But he's telling us to stop getting the game in pre-order. But yet he got it even before the pre-order. He got a key from CA, early access to the game. So he never even had to purchase the game. He got it for free. So where's the trust now? Where's the trust now? That's how you lose trust, my friend. That's how you lose trust. So, and again, I'm not trying to criticize the Terminator. I'm trying to make a point. Because he made a mistake. Anybody can make a mistake. I can make the same mistake. So I want to be very clear on that. I'm not trying to diss the Terminator here. Or Melkor or any of these other guys for that matter. I'm simply saying, yeah, be careful what you're trying to get views on. Because is it really what your passion is? Or are you just trying to get views? Because this is how you lose trust. Making these type of videos. And you know what? We all like to speculate about new games coming out. We all do. It's no different from how we all get together around the water cooler and talk. And when we're a bunch of guys, we say stupid things. But the problem here is when you're making videos, you can go back and rewind them and analyze everything said. So we all have that problem where people can go back and pick through every one of our videos and find the things that we've done wrong and said wrong and done wrong. And I'm not trying to do that or be that type of person, but I'm trying to make a point here. These guys make better content than this. They need to get off of these political mess videos about Warhammer 3 and all this stuff and get back to making content. You know, even Legend of Total War, you know, I mean, I understand what he's saying, but you know what? You don't need to air your business out like that. You don't need to, that's something you should be talking with amongst other YouTubers, not amongst everybody else that's not a YouTuber. And I know that on our subscribers, there's lots of YouTubers, but we don't need to discuss this out with everybody because most people don't give a damn. Most people don't. So anyways, that's my point. And yeah, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that. Yeah, exactly. We make content that we feel like the people watching our channel are going to enjoy. And that's what we should get back to. We don't need to make these speculation videos and all this other honky blonky hokey videos that are just a bunch of attention grabbing things. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys to finish up this video about the tournament. We're getting in it. There's a spoiler here, so because I got one more video for the battles that have come out, but I'm going to leave a link to this, or actually I'm going to make a video finalizing the week 1 of the tournament, and then I'm going to make another video of basically reviewing what happened in week 1 and setting up what the upcoming matches are for week 2, because we got some really good matches coming up here for week 2. And it's going to be interesting to see how this tournament progresses. Edward Water says, thanks for making some awesome Empire content. It's great to see someone make Empire Total War videos. I really appreciate that, sir. I really do. And I enjoy it, and I'm glad that there's people out there that do as well. Because I started this channel so that I would have videos, so when my boys get older, they would be able to learn the game from watching my videos of me being a goofball on here, and they've enjoyed it. My 2 boys enjoy watching them and learning from them too. So, and I'm glad that other people can partake of the stuff and information I give, because I've got a lot of hours in the game. God, how many hours I got into it now? I think I can get back into Steam without people blowing me up with messages here. But let's see how many hours I got now. It's probably going to be embarrassingly bad. Also, if you're new to the channel or new, don't forget you can always hit me up on Steam. There it is. I've got 9,472 hours now on Empire. So I'm almost to 10,000. And you know what? The funny part is I've got friends that have more than me, more hours than me. That's the funny part. But anyways, that is that, as they say. That's about all I wanted to cover. I think I got everything off my chest on that, because like I said, this kind of content has been bothering me for a while, that other YouTubers have been making. It's off of what they used to be making. And basically, I've started doing it myself in some ways, because I made some videos, but not so much just defending Empire, because I want to do that series defending Empire against like people when they make reviews, because so many people throw dog shit on Empire in their videos. I want to continue to talk about those type of videos, so I'm going to continue to make those defending Empire videos. Eduardo says, wowzer, I'm at 10% of that. Yeah, I've been playing it for many years, many hours, divorced twice, so that helps. Yeah, so anyways, I'm basically saying this so you guys can keep me on topic. If I ever start making content like that, you guys can put me in check and get me back on track, because I want to continue to make content that you guys enjoy. And just since I got a few of you here still in the stream, I want to discuss some things I got coming up for the channel. So back before I had, and I'm still going to finish this up, because I actually am enjoying this campaign where I did the Poland Lithuania You Choose campaign, where I started it at this, and I split it off into different directions where you can choose the path you take. So basically, what I mean by that is, if some of you haven't watched those videos, I'm sure probably some of you have, but on the first video, you get to choose to follow the videos that were, if you research Plug Bayonet, or if you research empiricism, then you can follow that path. So I'm finishing that up, and when I'm done with that series, I'm going to make all these videos private except for the first video, which I'm going to re-up onto the channel, and then it will be a completely finished product where you can watch the whole campaign from start to finish, no matter what choice you go to. And I'm probably going to do another one of those campaigns, but I'm not going to put the whole thing out until it's completely done. Versus now, I've been kind of uploading as I'm finishing because it takes a lot of time to do. So I'm going to kind of do that on my side because it takes a long time to do those type of things. Because obviously it takes a long time to finish a campaign when you're doing other stuff like work and other videos. So when I have the next campaign of that type finished, I'm just going to release it. I'm only going to have the first episode is going to be public. All the rest of them will be private. So you won't be able to have all that clutter on the channel. So once I'm done, all these videos on the, Poland Lithuania campaign will be private except for the first one, because you can get to all the other videos by clicking on the first one, if that makes sense. And yeah, also I'm going to be doing obviously this tournament that's going to be a pretty big focus on the channel, and I've got big aspirations for where I think that this tournament can go. Right now, we've been getting it's mostly been people I know have been playing in the tournament, although we have had some random people show up and be a part of it. I want to continue that to be more of a focus, and as this thing becomes more popular and we get more and more people on board, obviously it's an old game, so the player base is, there's a lot of old school Empire players. I'll show you what I mean by that. And King Minecraft, he knows because he's in my group. But like, I've got a group here of 80 people on the Steam group, and we all play Empire pretty darn regularly. Some of them, not as much, but they kind of come and go. But we have a pretty good group of friends that play Empire, and sometimes we don't let a lot of other new players into that fold. So it's good to start this up to where we can get more and more people involved, so we can become more familiar with newer players and get new people involved in the game. And that's what I'm trying to do with this tournament, is help expand that player base, where we have newer people that are learning the game, because tournaments are a great way to learn the game. But tournaments are also a great way to be discouraged. So that's why I want to keep this as kind of almost a pointless tournament where there's, it's just like, oh, well, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to do the whole thing again next year. So, okay, sure, you're the champion this year, but next year we'll get you, that type of thing. Because I've experienced a few tournaments, and you can get a lot of toxicity from doing tournaments. So the fact that I'm kind of doing this is where a lot of the people playing in it maybe don't even realize that they're playing in a tournament, where they're getting all on their, they're stressed out that they're playing in a tournament, because that happens too. Some people get very stressed when they're playing in a tournament. But as you can see, as we progress along with it, we'll get the different records to these games, because there's basically going to be 14 weeks of games of these nations playing before we get to the playoffs. So the top two teams from each division are going to play against each other to see who goes to the championship game, and the championship game will decide who is the best nation for that year. and then the next year we'll do it all over again. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. And like I said, at some point I want to get to where like, for example, United Provinces has a set team of players that always play that, Spain and everything else. And maybe we kind of make it like you can only have, certain players be on that team for so many seasons, and then they have to go into like a free agency or a draft where the worst teams pick first, so that they can, improve their I guess, skill, and it will force some of these teams that have these different players on it to really develop their teammates, the newer teammates, because they know that in a year they're going to lose some of these other guys, or so they got to start developing the new talent. So it could be kind of interesting. I got the ideas all in my head of how this tournament can go, and where we can go with this tournament as it progresses and becomes more popular. I think it's really cool. And then I do want to eventually make it to where other YouTubers help me out with this. So, for example, this is a great way to collab on stuff. So I have one YouTuber that just covers all the United Provinces games, and they're responsible for making sure a video's out for every one of their matches of the tournament. And then, they basically, as long as their quality of their content is there and continues to improve, then they can continue to cover the team. But if that makes sense. So yeah, I got big ideas for this and where it can go, but also some of the other things, I'm going to get back to doing more live streams. I'm going to start doing live streams of some of the campaigns. Like we were doing the live stream of the Austria campaign where we just try to survive until 1750. I'm going to get back onto doing that live stream again, and then start doing other campaigns on live stream, because they were really successful a couple years ago when I did those. That's how me and King Minecraft met. It was about 2 or 3 years ago when I started doing those. So that's kind of some of the ideas I got for the channel coming up. And yeah. King says he's about to make a video to cover some video about one of it. That'd be great. And if you're interested in covering some of this, King, let me know, because that would take pressure off of me. And maybe we can do it like where you cover it from like one nation's perspective, and I cover it from the other nation's perspective. And the reason I say that is because there was a video that came out a long time ago, and I wish that it was still up, that I could show you, because it was really cool. It was back when Empire first came out, and these guys did this battle on the province map, 2v2, and they were both, I think, playing as Great Britain. And I think the guy's channel was Zesty Italian. He used to cover Empire Total War content long time ago. Zesty Italian. And anyways, in that video, these two guys were playing as Great Britain, and they were playing against two players playing as native factions, and one of them was Iroquois and one of them was Cherokee. And if you know those nations, there are certain units that you can pick on the Iroquois and the Cherokee that can walk hidden. And so they had no idea where the enemy forces were. So the whole video was like him like, oh my God, where are these, we got to set up here, and I'm sure that they're going to show up. And then all of a sudden all the natives showed up, and you really got to experience his like panic and everything. And that was really cool. That was really, really cool, because the other team posted the video and it was from their perspective. And that was really neat, seeing it from the, because you just watched it from the fog of war, not knowing where those natives were, and then the other guys, the natives, post their video, and it was really cool. It was really, really cool. So you got to see what they were doing that whole time. It was really neat. So I want to. That's kind of the beauty of doing stuff like that. And King says he'd be glad to. That's good. So I'll hit you up later, and we can talk about that in more detail. Anyways, I don't really think I got too much else to talk about. So I think I'll leave it there. I appreciate you guys for joining the stream. I know it's late, 10:45 here in my time. So hopefully I'm not keeping y'all up too late. I appreciate you guys as always for joining the stream. Hopefully I didn't rant about something I shouldn't have been, but I felt I needed to get this off my chest and discuss this, about the whole situation, about all these YouTubers bringing this stuff up, because again, when they're at their best, they're covering the content that they love, not covering the political stuff. So I'll leave it at that, because I don't want to talk about it anymore in videos. So there we go.